Hi, and thanks for choosing Hyperlayer. In this tutorial, we will show you how to set up an Exile server for Arma 3. First thing we need to do is create a database. We can do this by heading over to the MySQL Manager on the left-hand navigation on the Game Control panel. On the right-hand side, we will enter the database name. This can be any name, but we suggest giving it a name that will indicate what the database will be used for. Under the For Service drop-down, we want to choose our Arma 3 server followed by clicking the Create button. Now that the database has been created, we can click on the phpMyAdmin button. This will take us to the phpMyAdmin login screen. Let's now get the username and password. Back in the Game panel, let's right-click on the database and select the Copy From row. We will choose Database User and then followed by Database Password. Once they are copied into phpMyAdmin, we can press the Go button. We will now see our newly created database on the left-hand side. Let's now open a new tab in your web browser and enter exilemod.com. Click the Download Server Files button. Once downloaded, open up the zip file and extract the contents to your desktop. Open up the MySQL folder and with your text editor click on the exile.sql file. We are using Microsoft's Visual Studio Code to edit the database. On lines 14 and 15 we will need to rename these the same as our database name. Once done, save it. Back to phpMyAdmin, we will click on the Import tab. We must untick the option to enable foreign key checks. Click on the Choose File button and navigate to our MySQL folder that we extracted earlier. Click on the exile.sql file and then click Open. Then click on the Go button at the bottom right. You should now see all the tables being imported successfully. Once again, we are going to go into the Import tab and we are going to choose the Upgrade 1.0.2.sql file and click Open. We must untick the option to enable foreign key checks and then click Go at the bottom right. The database for Exile should now be successfully imported. We do not have to do more here. Let's make sure the server is stopped. We can now go to our FTP client and connect to the server. We will copy over the entire Arma 3 server folder that we downloaded earlier to the root directory of our Arma 3 server. If we get any pop-ups about the target file already existing, we can select Overwrite for the action. And then, for the two checkboxes, always use this action, and apply to current queue only, and then we can click OK. Finally, at the bottom left, we must make sure there is no files pending in the queue and no files in the Failed Transfers tab. Back to the game CP, let's go to the Steam Workshop and search for Exile mod. We must click Install on the mod made by Grim. This installation process can take a few minutes. Clicking on the Steam Workshop Installed tab, we can see the mod is now installed. Now, let us click on the Command Line Manager and then click on the Custom Command Lines tab. Then we can click on the New button. In the description, we can give this any name. We need to now click the two checkboxes for mods and server mods. Enter the names at Exile Mod for mods and at Exile Server for server mods and click Save. Next, we will need to click Select on the new custom command line to apply it. Let's go into the MySQL Manager and copy all the details into a notepad. We will need this later. We can now go into the File Manager and click into the Exile Server folder. We can now right-click on the extdbconf.ini and click on Edit. We now need to scroll down to around line 66 so we can enter all the database info that we copied to our notepad. Once all copied, we can click on the Save and Exit button. We are almost finished with the setup. We need to update our mission files. These can all be found in the MP Missions folder. We need to navigate back into the Exile Server folder and look for the config.cfg. We can right-click and edit it. We need to head to around line 37 within the class missions tree and class exile subtree. We need to edit the template equals. We have gone with the exile altas mission file. Please do not enter the PBO extension here. Now, we can go into the Configuration Files tab and click on the text editor for the server.cfg. Once in the server.cfg, we need to go to line 43 and replace the value with exile altas. Click Save and Exit. Finally, we need to download the updated exile.bikey. The download link for this can be found on the Hyperlayer knowledge base. Once downloaded, you can simply just drag and drop it into the keys folder. We can now start the server. We can click on the web console to check if things are loading up correctly. We can also go into the extdb logs folder located in the Exile Server folder. If logs are being created here, it means that the database is successfully connecting to the server. You can now try going in-game and joining your server. We hope that you have enjoyed today's video. If you have and it was helpful, definitely leave a like and also subscribe.